What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is week number 10 of the weekly fragrance rotations. Let's get into it. Starting off on Sunday, I went with Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. So I only have the little vial sample of it. Gave it a full wearing for the first time. It is actually very nice. In my opinion, I think it is better than the original Dior Sauvage. It takes that Dior Sauvage DNA and just adds a touch of sweetness to it, which makes it kind of more versatile. Perfect all year round, in my opinion. The touch of sweetness isn't overbearing to where you can't wear it in the summertime. Performance on it is actually very good as well. I get 8 hours of performance. Definitely one you should get your nose on, in my opinion. I do think this is very good. Great release. I need to get my nose on the Parfum version as well. I bet that is even better than this one. But what I wore on Sunday, Dior Sauvage Eau de Parfum. What I wore on Monday, Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Cobalt. One of my favorite blue fragrances in my collection. This stuff is a big head turner, big compliment getter right here. Starts off super fresh with some lavender and pink pepper, and this has a plum note in the mid which carries through the base of the fragrance, which gives it this nice fresh fruitiness to the scent. And in the base, it is very wood dominant. Like I said, huge compliment getter, huge head turner. Performance on here is beast mode, guys. 9 to 10 hours of performance easily. If you spray this on your clothes, you're going to wake up the next day and still smell this fragrance. One you should definitely check out. I think every single one of you, if you smell this, you will really like it. One of my best pickups of the year so far. What I wore on Monday, Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Cobalt. What I wore on Tuesday is Rasasi Hawass. Another favorite fragrance of mine. This one is very similar to Invictus / Invictus Aqua. Kind of takes those two fragrances and combines it into one. Adds a little bit of spiciness to the fragrance as well. Performance on here is beast mode again. Another beast mode performer right here. Easily 9+ hours on my skin. You get this one for an affordable price as well. That $40 to $50 range. This smells like summertime in a bottle. A fantastic fragrance right here. In my opinion, I think this is better than Invictus or Invictus Aqua. A must buy, in my opinion. What I wore on Tuesday, Rasasi Hawass. What I wore on Wednesday is CK1 Shock. This one is super sweet, spicy, has some tobacco in it. This is the perfect starter fragrance for that sweeter, spicier tobacco scent DNA. You can find this one at the rack stores pretty much anytime you go there. You can get this 100 milliliter size bottle for $20. This is the perfect cheap fall and wintertime fragrance. Performance on here is all right. I get about 5 hours, but this one is so cheap. You can spray it as much as you want. You don't need to worry about it. Fantastic release right here by Calvin Klein. Another must buy, in my opinion. What I wore on Wednesday, CK1 Shock. What I wore on Thursday, the day of Thanksgiving, I went with Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. A discontinued gem right here. This one smells like an apple pie. You do get that apple freshness off the top, and that combines with some spicy cinnamon along with some vanilla, which gives this a nice sweetness to the fragrance. A great fragrance right here. I have no idea why they discontinued this one. One of the best releases from Hugo Boss, in my opinion. I pretty much exclusively wear this one on Thanksgiving and on Christmas because it is discontinued, so I do want to use my sprays sparingly. If you can find this one for a good price, definitely check it out. Performance on here, it's actually decent. I get about 7 hours of performance. Another great fragrance. What I wore on Thanksgiving, Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. What I wore on Friday is Drakkar Noir. Another one of my favorite fragrances in my collection right here. This stuff just smells so good, in my opinion. Definitely has that old school fresh masculine vibe to it. Very green, aromatic, has a big dose of woodiness and oak moss in the base. It does have that old school feel, but I do believe it is modern enough to pull off in this day and age. Some people say Dior Sauvage Elixir kind of has Drakkar Noir in it, and I do pick that up a little bit. That slightly old school masculine freshness is kind of making its way back into modern fragrances. This one pops up at the rack stores all the time as well. Very affordable. You get this in the $20 range. Performance on here is actually decent. I get 6 hours of performance. If you want to smell very fresh and masculine, this is a great option to go with. One of my favorite fragrances in my collection as well. What I wore on Friday, Drakkar Noir. What I wore today, the day I'm recording this video, Saturday, I went with Alien Man by Mugler. A slept on fragrance in my opinion. The Mugler house doesn't really get talked about that much anymore since they discontinued most of the Angel Man fragrances. But this is a fantastic release in my opinion. This one is very fresh, spicy, has some aromaticness to it. But the main star here is the woods and the leather. This stuff is very woody, leathery, slightly smoky, and it has a little bit of amber in the base, which gives it a touch of sweetness. A great year-round fragrance right here in my opinion. Performance on here is very good. I get 8 hours of performance out of this fragrance. If you want something that is a little unique, because this doesn't smell like everything else on the market, it does have a uniqueness to it, then check this one out right here. Fantastic release. You can get this for a decent price as well, in that $40 range. What I wore on Saturday, Mugler Alien Man. All right, that wraps up the weekly fragrance rotation number 10. I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.